And then a game changer, in my opinion, is A Way Beyond the Rainbow podcast, Brother Wahid Johnson, 88 episodes. 88 episodes
Wow.
that deals with this topic from every possible conceivable angle that you can think of. Psychological, spiritual, social, personal, family, community, imams. I mean, same-sex attraction, gender dysphoria, marriage. I mean, everything. 88 episodes, and I'll show you a little bit more of the details in a second on that. Right? Some questions we won't be able to deal with these. Distinguishing being gay, so that's the identity paradigm, from having same-sex attractions. We've talked about this. Where does homosexuality or same-sex attractions come from? I refer you to episodes 7 and 8 of the podcast, Way Beyond the Rainbow. The brother goes into a great detail on all of the research that's been done on this, what it says and what it doesn't say, so I won't repeat any of that here. Can homosexuality be, quote unquote, cured or overcome? Again, very murky and fraught question that cannot be answered. Overcome, it depends what one means by that. Cured, I mean, again, you can find answers to that in that podcast. Can someone with same-sex attractions ever hope to marry Islamically, i.e. to an opposite sex partner, have a family? Some perhaps not. Again, this is a big question, and there are several episodes dedicated to this in the podcast. So I refer you to that.
Just on that, I know it's coming to the end, but just on that very question, it's quite interesting that I once read an article by a quite a respected gay journalist, actually, who said it's the big secret of the gay community, is that most gay men can actually function heterosexually, and because it's relatively uncommon to have people who are 100% gay. There's always, most gay men can, if they wished, function heterosexually. And of course, the most famous example of that would be Oscar Wilde, who actually had a family. He was married and had children. He could function heterosexually, although he was gay. So people forget that and think, well, if a person is gay, that is their whole identity and their whole possible expression of sexuality. It's usually not, actually. And there are people who I know who identify as gay, but I know that they have a heterosexual component because they told me they do, but they don't identify that way. So this is very, very true. It's quite so. In a different age, many of these people would have married, perhaps, and had children, but in today's age, they don't, because they don't have to.
Yeah.
That pressure.
They would have married, had children, maybe had these desires. If they were pious, they would have refrained.
And they could function satisfactorily as heterosexuals.
Played around on the side, but it was not who they were, But today you're told, if you feel like one drop of you're attracted to someone, okay, well then you're just a closet homosexual and that's who you are, and you're denying your
truth. Or you're bisexual and you must express both. So, the whole thing has been configured very differently then. It didn't have to be this way, but as you repeatedly said, it's a very historically contingent and recent development in just one part of the world, the West, which because of its geopolitical power now is hegemonic over the planet. But it wasn't always that way. In fact, 5 minutes ago, in historical time, it wasn't. It was very different.
Absolutely. Yep. And again, that goes back, the identity paradigm is absolutely, it's the key to all of this. I mean, it really explains, everything that we see.